Hello, FlossTube. We're the Kitchen Stitchers. Today is Wednesday,
August
15th.
And you are?
I'm Crystal.
And I'm Lisa.
I'm Arlene. Nice to see you.
And the cats are elsewhere.
Playing,
Going crazy.
as cats will do.
So last week on our video, somebody asked about the coffee cups and what they were. Yes, they are cross-stitched. They are this pattern here. It's Coffee by Alessandra Adelaide. It's the same designer who did Crystal's pumpkins. So that is what the pattern is for those cups that are there. So there were supposed to be 4. In my mind, they were going to be 4, but they were a buster to stitch. So there's 3.
And she stitched them tiny.
And to only be 3 ever.
You did that over one, didn't you?
That was over 1, yeah, that was tight.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the size of those over 2.
I know, they'd be twice
They'd
as
be huge.
And they would just be, I mean,
They
for
would
coffee.
they'd probably be the size of your pumpkin.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Oh
close
my
to
gosh,
it.
Right.
they would be.
Right.
That's
Which
a-
my pumpkin is ready at keepsake, so I have to go and pick it up.
I
Yes.
can't wait to see that. Oh,
I'm
I could
really
pick that up
excited.
for you today too. I was up there.
I have quite a few things ready there. And
You,
I'll have to
you're on,
dribble
you
them.
got way too much
Yeah.
going on. Anyway.
Got to dribble them in. So we haven't got a lot in terms of finishes or anything, so we want to start with.
I have one finish.
Oh,
I
okay.
do have a finish.
I have a FFO and an FO.
I don't. So
And a
Normally-
whip it.
And normally it's you who has to.
Oh.
So I did a Halloween ornament, which I don't get Halloween ornaments. I'm going to say this, I shouldn't, but, and I don't get people who get them. So anyway, I did this Halloween ornament. This will be back at the front and the back, or the front and the back, whichever. Aren't they cute though? This is Barbara
Those
Ann
are adorable.
Designs.
I love Barbara Anna.
Yeah.
I love the pumpkin and the colors in that.
Isn't that fun? Well, and I
I
chose
love
so
the
this
spider.
this was the one that sold me on the pattern, and I love that he has this little bone with his web
Yeah.
sticking around him. So the one I chose, it was a set of 4 in the packet, but I chose this one because it's got the bones in the witch's brew. So I thought that was kind of fun to put together. So
Oh,
Very fun.
I finally finished something. I never finished stuff.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
true.
really
Very
cute.
exciting for me.
But you always
Those
have
are
those
really
huge
cute.
things.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Big ass projects.
Yes. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous big ass projects.
Yes.
Anyway,
So
so that's
true.
that's all
That's
I've
good.
got finished.
That's good. So Crystal, you wanna?
I have a whip that I am working on, and she started out as a gift exchange ornament thingy, but I liked her so much I'm going to be selfish on this one and keep her. So this is what, no, of course, this is what she looks like right here, and this is what I've got done right there.
Aww, I love her arms.
I love her cat. so that's what it's going to be. And what it is that,
Are you gonna finish
Her-
it like that?
yeah, I'm going to finish it exactly like that. This is just a round wooden ball that's just floss with a felt, and then making a broom with floss, and then attaching it right to her hands.
Is it a broom with floss?
Oh,
how cute is that?
yeah. And so, of course, when I say I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do this.
Do you mean
Jan
Jan?
is going to do this.
Jan from Keepsake.
Yes, Jan's gonna do it, but I've just had so much fun.
Did
It's
you do
just so
pin
cute.
stitches on the most of these, or did you give them stitches?
I will show you my back. They are not pin stitches because that didn't make sense to
They're
me.
perfect.
They are perfect. So that's my back, and basically what I did is a reverse French knot on most of them. I just
Oh.
did the French knot on the back and finished it that way.
Come on, stick them down here.
I'll just put it over here. And so, right? No?
Yeah, I like your French knots.
Yeah. So that's just the whip that I'm working on. I finished 2 ornaments, and they are with Jan. I love Jan.
We
She's
all
done
love
an
We all
amazing
love
job.
Jan.
I can't wait to show
And she's
you.
got the cutest accent. I love listening to her.
Yes.
She's just adorable all the way around.
She's just so sweet.
And so I have another whip.
And she hasn't said, bless your heart.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah. So a couple of videos again, I had finished my welcome by Angel Stitches. So here's my welcome by Angel Stitches from this pattern. Yeah, I'm not upside down. And I had bought, since Barb and Joe are not framing anymore, I thought I would give a hand to framing my own. So I bought a plain wooden frame at Hobby Lobby, and I told you guys I was gonna paint it. Well, here it is. This is what I did.
Yay! How cute is that?
I absolutely love it. It took me forever to figure out what I was going to do. So now I have to watch a tutorial to put this in
You got
this.
You got
She
this.
even painted the back blue, which is
I
kind of
did.
fun.
I painted the back blue.
Well, because the
So,
wall might want to look at
I
it.
know.
Or I may just have it where it's leaning on
Oh.
a table or something.
That's
I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So this was my first attempt at designing my own frame.
Yay!
So I'm pretty
I love
excited
it.
about
I think it turned out great.
I think it turned out pretty good. However, okay, you guys are going to love this. My husband went to school for accounting, so he has accounting, then went to school for computers, and he's very left brain. So I'm at the house and I'm really excited about doing this. Well, I made a mistake of asking him, yes. So he's very black and white.
Oh no. Did he
And-
have a critique?
Yes!
Oh.
He did!
He hasn't learned this by now?
You would think after 36 years of marriage.
You would think after 36 years you'd know not to ask him.
I mean, he was there and I had just finished it. And I was so excited.
Look what
I'm
you
like,
think.
John,
That's
look
why you
what
have
I
us.
did.
That's why you have us.
And I showed it to him and he goes, your stars aren't thick enough on the one side. And I'm like, what? It was a little too thin here. And I looked at him and I said, that's what you have to say? I was like,
And
I
he,
mean,
he
it
didn't
was-
end up flat on the floor.
no!
I congratulate you on your restraint.
I was just like,
Funny thing to point out.
and I was like,
He's Mr. Analytical.
I said, John, I painted all of this. And he goes, what? I think it looks good. Done. Never again.
That
Never
is
again. And then he
hilarious.
tried to make up for it later. So you painted that all by yourself?
Oh,
Nice
Crystal,
try.
That's beautiful.
I was like,
Mhm.
I'm done.
Me and my skinny stars, yeah.
So I actually took my brush out with the white and thickened up my
You should
stars.
have said,
the stars.
because I am now so thin. I just think thin
I didn't want the
anymore.
stars to be jealous.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. Actually, that's another story. I have lost about 54 pounds since, what was it?
February.
February.
After
Since
February.
February. And are we allowed to plug places? I don't know.
Wouldn't.
Okay, so I went to this place, and they have doctors, dietitians. You meet once a month. They tell you what works best for your body type, and then they give you a plan. Now, my plan, I refused to buy any special foods, but what I did is I cut out all, what is it called? Processed foods. I cut out processed foods. I cut out white flour and white rice and all of that. And in the beginning, I cut out fruit. So, and then you have to do lots of cardio. You do cardio about 3 or 4 times a week is what you're supposed to do, especially in the weight loss process. And so, so I only did cardio. I am now within about 20 pounds of where I want to be. So I am now introducing fruit. Probably about once a week, I'll eat some carbs. And then I am going to, as soon as it gets dark and I can't work outside in my yard anymore, I am going to go to the gym and start toning the loose parts. Ugh. The things that wiggle and
I refer to those as my marshmallow core.
Yes. So I'm going to start doing that. But I really wanted to encourage anybody out there. I've made a life change, and I will probably eat like this for the rest of my life because of the fact that I no longer crave things as I
Well,
used to.
And the other thing is, she's making this look easy because she's not depriving herself. She's not
No.
starving herself.
Mm-mm.
When we go out to dinner, she eats dinner.
Yeah. And if
You
I
would
want a
never know.
dessert,
You would never know she's dieting.
right. And that's the way that I wanted to do it. If any of you are interested in where I went, you're welcome to private message me, and I'll give you
Do
the
they
information.
have places nationally or just around
Oh,
here?
they probably do.
They do. They're all over the place.
Okay.
And so, if your a doctor recommends for you to go to a weight loss, your insurance, at least mine did, covered it,
Because
except for my
the doctor referred.
because I had gotten to the point where I was over. And I was going to have to be put on medication for pre-diabetes, or I was probably over on the diabetes. My cholesterol, even though I don't eat tons of fast food, my cholesterol numbers were up. It was just getting to the point where it's medically,
needed to be done.
it needed to be done. And I had been last year in the hospital where they thought that I had fluid in my heart and everything. Well, it became thyroid and all that other stuff. So if you are interested, PM me. And I will give you the information, or if you just want to do this on your own and you want a meal plan, I will help you with that. So I just really wanted to share that because I think that that is something that when we get older, we think, oh, well, we can't lose this weight anymore. When in fact, we
Yes,
can,
Yes, you can.
but you got to go at a slow period because if you think about it, a year is 52 weeks. If you lost 1 pound every couple of weeks, that's 25 to,
25, 50 pounds.
yeah.
Well, she inspired me to do the same thing. I had the last couple of years, my dad got really sick for a year, and then he passed away. And I was really, really close to my dad, and so I stopped exercising. I just didn't even think about what I was eating. I was under a lot of stress with my job. I switched jobs, and I gained 30 pounds just like that.
And it
And,
happens.
It's easy
and
to
I was already not happy with the weight that I was at. So she inspired me. And so I did this similar program. If you're not recommended by your doctor, it's about $100 a month. So for that visit, but it's well worth it. I didn't want to do something that was going to be like artificial meals. I wanted to eat real food. I wanted to get myself used to eating real food so that when I went back to it, it wasn't like I would gain it all back because I'm really not, I don't want to do that. So the big part for me was just getting motivated to get up and exercise. And so I've been doing that 4
That's
to 5
huge.
days a week, and that has made all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to get back into clothes that feel good and fit.
Yes.
I've got a whole new wardrobe and stuff that I
That's
bought
all,
I get it?
it's all your old shit you can't wear.
6 to 10
Yeah.
years ago. So it's been
Yeah,
nice.
so true. This is not like an organic, it is regular food.
Yeah.
You're just really trying to go lean and trying to get your body used to losing the weight again. And the hardest part, honestly, is probably the first couple of weeks to get out of the carbs. The carbs and the processed sugar. And you have to be pretty strict in the first couple of weeks to get yourself to stop craving it, because it's got to be a life. You're gonna make it the mind over matter type of thing to make it a life. And for me, it was time. It was absolutely time. So be encouraged. You can do it.
And you're not
It
too
takes
old.
a long, and you're not too old because
Because we're old.
we are in our mid 50s. She
almost
just
turned.
I'm in my almost mid-50s.
she just turned in her 50s not that long ago.
Okay. I am much younger than
She's
they
spring
are,
chick.
so
I'm the old one.
It's true.
That is true. So anyway, just sharing that for you.
Yeah, which is not stitching,
That
but
was a good idea. I
that's a
didn't know
good
you were
thing,
going to
yeah.
share that. Because
I
doesn't she
thought-
look fantastic?
she looks
Check this
fantastic.
chick out.
Thank you. I
She's
appreciate
like
that
sexy
a lot.
mama.
Hubba, hubba.
I'll just take mama with less weight. So
Yeah,
Smaller,
it's all
mama.
good.
Smaller mama.
that's right.
So do you have works in progress?
I do. I have
Okay.
a well, because we haven't.
Arlene doesn't like to say whips.
She doesn't like acronyms.
Yeah,
So we love
I-
saying whips.
what I do has so many acronyms, and then I come from a computer field that has so many acronyms that I
True.
just hate
You're
acronyms.
done.
I've been well, we haven't filmed in a couple of weeks, so and y'all know I have issues and I can't focus because I have issues.
She
So-
does this gorgeous big ass projects.
I do. Well, you know what? Let me show that one first. So, because I did show that one a while ago, my Heaven and Earth one, and I worked like 3 solid days. Literally, it's upside down. So I actually made progress. So I don't know if you remember
gonna
where it
still
was
be
at.
upside
It's still gonna be. Anyway.
Is it upside down?
No, that's
No,
right.
that's right.
So I don't know if all that middle stuff is all new stuff that I. But check that out! Look at it, how it's
nice.
coming together.
Wow.
And I started working on that bottom there, but I got gosh, I probably got 5 of those colors all the way across
Wow.
finished. So, you know, little by little.
I don't think
Anyway.
I'll ever do one.
I
So
don't
this
think
one
I
is a
have
Heaven and
one.
Earth design that's called
amazing.
Farewell to Anger by some guy. I don't remember who
Who
it's
used
by.
to be angry, but he's not
He
anymore.
said farewell.
He's done with being
Anyway, so that was my this weekend's whip.
That's really good.
My whip.
Yeah, whip it good.
Another one. I mean,
Are you working on something, Crystal?
I just showed my little witchy
Oh, that's right.
with the cat.
Crystal's had a crazy work schedule here, so she, poor thing, hasn't had a lot of time. This is one that I picked up that I need to get done because I'm going to a wedding in September, and this one, I hope they don't watch our videos. I don't think they do. It's who is this? Heart in Hand, collector's heart. So, funny story. So this couple is getting married. They got married in 1984, right when we graduated high school. And
Okay. I graduated years before that.
that many years. So they had since, you know, been divorced and got back together. So they're getting
At
remarried.
least we're all graduating the same decade. I'll just put it that way.
So she's marrying her ex-husband anyway. So on the bottom where the date has down here, I'm going to put 84 and 18.
Aww.
So, and that'll be my gift. So they requested no gifts and no this, no that, and the other, and it's in Texas, and it's
That's such a cute
denim and
idea.
lace, so tires. Yeah.
It's so
Anyway,
cool.
so-
It's so cool. Did you show
It
the
should be a
frame?
lot of fun. Oh, so I had this frame that was really kind of ugly. Well, it's not ugly, but I didn't like the color with it, but so I painted it I added the red around it to kind of give it a distressed look to it.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that cute?
That's so cute.
I think it'll be fun with it.
Oh
So
my gosh.
but
It's
I
gonna be
like that little bit of
adorable.
red.
Can you really see the red? Get it closer.
Oh yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
really
So
nice.
yeah, so I kind of painted it on with the brush and then wiped it off with the paper towel, and I don't know, I think that'll be kind of fun.
I like
Anyway,
it. It's definitely
so
fun.
Shelly and Grant, this is your wedding gift, your re-wedding gift, so
Yeah.
hope you like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing I was working on, I haven't showed this one in a while either, is that big ass Quaker that I was working on. It's the Quaker piece. So this is the Bygone Stitches, Remembering Bygone Stitches. So I've made quite a bit of progress. This is what I brought to Crock Pot Friday. Thank you, Pam and Steph. It was so much fun.
Loved Crock Pot
this
Friday.
is-
Oh yeah.
This is where I'm at so far. Look at it. Isn't it great? I
You know,
love this.
I really,
nice.
I like that even better than this because look, you can see that. When we first
It's
she
just
showed me
little-
this, I had no idea that was a peace sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really distinct in here.
I love
so
that.
It's kind of fun, and it's very chaotic, which I love.
And
but,
it matches in your family room.
and it totally matches. I couldn't
Perfectly.
believe that.
True.
Completely
Perfectly.
on accident.
How did you know
She didn't.
the color changes?
She
No. What?
Oh,
how
it's,
did you?
it's in the pattern.
There's the So the pattern shows
only has 2
red
colors.
and blue.
See, okay.
So do you-
This
You
I would never have thought there were only 2 colors in there because
Yeah,
it's
right.
so busy.
Well,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
I would
and
never
In
have
fact,
thought
it
that.
took us a while to figure out
Yeah.
that was a peace sign.
Yeah.
And finally, it was like, oh, got it.
Yeah.
Peace sign.
Yeah.
Quaker
that
peace,
makes
got it.
sense. That makes sense.
Totally
But it
did
just,
not
it,
get
they,
that.
they blended too much, so you couldn't see. But that's beautiful.
And yeah,
Yes.
why would red and blue blend? But they do.
Yeah, it just maybe
Anyway,
if it was
so-
up close, it'd be different. On
Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm doing it in DMC 167, and then I'm also, the lighter color is Gentle Art Flax.
Mm.
So I was hoping for a little more variegation in the color, but anyway, I like it. I think it's
How
gonna be fun.
perfect though that it matches your
Oh, I should
living
have brought a
room
pillow
over.
in.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
So amazing.
so that I just scratched you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So that's all I've been working on. The end.
I have a whip So I've been working on this. Yes, I did. I'm trying to conform.
Never conform.
But being back, schools are back in session. I do technology and services with schools, and so it's super crazy getting my team back out in the schools, and usually I'm up and out the door at 5:30 in the morning to go exercise, and then nonstop, and so anyway.
The difference between us, she's a morning, I'm a night. I'm like walking in the dark with a headlight.
See, if I had someone to walk at night, I would. But the problem is, if I came home and I'm doing it by myself, it's too easy to talk myself out of it.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I get in that door, I want to crash. And so,
well, you know, I'm the same way. If I don't get out and do it in the morning, I don't do it.
Yeah. So I found a 5:45 a.m. jazzercise class, and so and this is funny, but I've never hit their 150 to get a T-shirt. And if I stay consistent through December, I can probably get the T-shirt. So I wanted to sleep in this morning. I went, T-shirt,
no,
T-shirt,
T-shirt.
So a stupid little T-shirt was enough of a motivator to
That's
get me out of bed.
great.
And if you keep going, you can get a small.
Oh,
I love your thinking.
December, yeah.
I did. So anyway, here's what I've done.
How cute that is. Oh my
I
gosh,
love it.
It's a lot of fun.
I love it.
The colors are really
Beautiful.
vibrant.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun to do. So when I come home and have a few moments to think about it, then I sit down and I stitch and.
We are having a back to school sale. I'm a hairstylist and I manage a hair salon. That's one of the biggest. Biggest haircuts only. I specialty in haircuts. And so.
And let me tell you, she's one heck of a manager.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I
It's a
love my
gift.
girls.
You've been
Total
putting in
gift.
some crazy ass hours lately.
Yes,
Oh
so
my gosh.
these bags
We
under
never
the
see
eyes are
her.
for real. Not in the next couple of weeks.
We miss her.
So one thing I wanted to
Usually
share.
I know.
I like Nordic Needle, and I was really sad that they kind of started backing off
I like
of some
them
of the stuff because you could find some really fun,
Unusual things there too.
Yeah. So I did a Christmas wreath with lots of different fibers and stuff that I got through them. So I was so sad when they stopped. But I found this on Hardanger, and I've done a couple of Hardangers. And
Is
so
that the ones where you cut
yeah.
the fabric?
Well, that's where I found out that you can't be ADD and do Hardanger, because as I would get distracted, and I accidentally would cut the wrong thread, which is disastrous. But I did one big Hardanger gingerbread house, and I'll show it at Christmas time. But it's good. But this is what I liked when I saw this, so I bought the magazine. But the thing that I think is funny about this is
You see it.
it's all written in German.
You speak German.
Just a little bit.
Can you read some German
bits
too?
of it, yeah, I can. So, yeah.
It's
You
like when I
gotta
had that. It's like
understand.
when I was trying to read that Italian one.
Yeah.
Good
So-
Lord, I
You
don't.
gotta
speak
understand something about Arlene.
That is
She
stupid.
speaks, obviously, English. She speaks German. I took her to Portugal with me. She spoke Portuguese because it's a little bit of a flair from Spanish, because she speaks Spanish too. So yeah, and when she goes somewhere, say she goes to Italy or anywhere, she will study the language and pick it up. It's amazing, and the people love when she tries to. Except Paris, they don't like us.
When I went to Mexico last year,
No, actually.
I learned all about how to ask for the bathroom and how to get coffee.
Yeah. Una cerveza. Yeah.
Well,
no,
yeah,
no.
beer, vitamin C.
Yeah. Well, she's being very generous because I am not able to speak most of those languages. I can say phrases, I can say some words, and when I
She
get
can
there,
carry on a
But you know what?
conversation.
A little
But
bit,
they
but
appreciate the effort, I think.
They do.
I picked up a little bit of Mandarin before I went to Taiwan.
Mandarin
She
Chinese.
speaks Chinese.
The hardest language in the world
I don't
to try
remember
to
any
get.
of it now, but it was hilarious because I would listen to some of what they would say, and so there was a phrase that you would say that they just went like crazy when you'd say that. It was a way to say hello everyone, and it was hilarious. So when I sent my superintendent over to Taiwan, I said, you have to say this, Daja Hao, and they're like, oh, she said it. Nicest people, but yeah. So anyway, I love Germany. I love Germany. Oh, I love the countries. It's fun to travel.
It
so.
is fun to travel.
People are so fun and so nice, and I never once saw a stitch shop in any of my travels, which is so sad. So
I don't think I
you
have
You got
either.
us yarn back from Germany one time.
I did. I
That
did
was
find
really
knitting.
sweet.
I did find knitting. So
Yeah, that's right.
Lisa and I were talking about tech talk, stitch talk the other day about beads, and beads for me have always been like, oh my gosh. And so when I finished that hedgehog, that was
cute.
beads again. And so you had found a tip
Something,
with beads.
they took, I think it was just masking tape backwards that looped around here, and then they stuck the beads on the masking tape, and then as you're stitching, you can grab the bead
That's a
and do
cute
the
idea.
stitching. And I thought, oh, you don't fling beads all over
That's
the
the
line
thing.
all over the house.
Every time, and like when I did that Three Kings thing,
Yes.
every time I was dumping the beads. I tried it in a bowl. I tried it in its little pack. I
Yeah.
tried, and so it was making me crazy. So at Stitch Away this past January, I forgot after you said this, I found this thing. It's called Tacky Bob.
That's about all we're gonna say about that.
Yeah. And it's on the inside. It's got a sticky layer, and I just dumped the beads on there.
It's just tack.
Oh,
look
it's
at that.
tacky, Bob. And it's got a little foam on the back side, so you don't
So pull
accidentally knock it off the table. It's tacky on this side too. So wherever your beads are, and then it's easy to pick up and just like pick up a bead. So
Now,
this
where
worked.
did you get that?
It was at Keepsakes. And
No way.
It was. See, it says Keepsakes right there.
It does say
So that was that
keepsake.
Stitch Away?
Yeah. And I love it. Love it.
Wow.
So if you struggle with beads like I've struggled with beads, this works really
I might
well.
have to pick one of those, because
I think I'm gonna
remember
pick one
that
up.
Glendon Place one with the,
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
deer.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
I got the one with the deer, that's got a
Ton
crap load of
beads.
beads, so I'm gonna have to.
So this is the one thing that finally worked and didn't feel like I was gonna, knock it over, or it was too small to pick up. It was just easy, and I could leave it
And
open.
then I
and
like that it's got the.
the foam on the back so it
Yeah.
doesn't fall. Yeah, so that
Great.
worked really well.
Yeah, I'm about ready to do one of those Santas with the Santa hedge from
Mill Hill.
It's got so many beads, and honestly, I've had it for a couple of years, and the reason why I haven't done it is because there were so
'Cause
many
you're-
beads, and I
you're-
didn't want to mess with
You're
it.
scared.
I was scared, but this gives me a little bit of courage.
Yeah, so it worked really well, and I was excited to find that. But I thought that was brilliant too, putting the
Yeah.
because I would have done that if I hadn't found that. And I thought because you want
That's
it
good.
right
No, maybe I
there.
will do that stupid pattern that I. You were out of town when I showed that, because
Oh,
why
that's
did
right.
I buy this?
That's right. That's right.
Why, I still don't know. And I started it. Oh, I did start something else. Because I have issues. So yes,
We
I
love
started
your
it, and
issues.
I started working on and I got the deer done, and not the
Wow.
antlers, because that's Kreinig, but
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like anything about it.
Oh no.
I, I don't know. I have issues.
So we're not going to expect to see this one done then.
I didn't even put, okay, so another thing I did today, I wrote down, pen and paper, every WIP, every work in progress that I've got. It took like 2 columns on this.
Oh my
It was crazy, and I didn't put that one on there.
Oh.
So I actually have more than I,
So she's in denial.
I'm in denial.
Oh,
Wow.
and we have to call our names.
Well, but I have an FFO.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You are that
So,
good. Dun, dun, dun.
She's
I
so organized
finished-
for being so crazy in work.
Yeah. Well, it comes
I
in
love
short
this
spurts.
one I love. You
Yes.
guys- you-
So I did a couple of ornaments, and then I did this also, and I sent it to Pam. Jan. I sent it to Jan, and this is her little tag. Isn't that so cute? I know. It says, "Sewn with care just for you" by Jan
Aw.
Calvert. And so that's this.
Talking to
No,
her
no,
at
no.
StitchCon.
It says, sewn for you.
Sound
Just, how do you do her accent?
Sound for you.
Just for
Just
you.
Gentle, gentle.
Thanks.
She does it
That's
so
something.
much.
She is
Yeah.
way
She is
classier
a
when she
doll.
does it.
Sweetest
Yeah.
thing.
And so what she did is she made this as a stand-up,
It's super cute.
and then look at the back too. Oh my gosh,
That's adorable.
I love
I like
it.
the little terry cloth
Yes.
band.
She's gonna make the ornaments similar
Is that
because
what
I
it
did
was?
the
It was terry
ornament.
cloth?
I think
Mhm.
so. Is that?
That is so, she's so creative. And
Yeah.
talking to her at StitchCon, she loves to do that stuff. I'm like, I
Oh
don't
my
have
gosh.
the patience for that.
And you know how some people do some gluing and stuff like that? Not that that's bad, because I
She-
would probably
she hand-
win
Hand
She
sews it all.
hand stitches everything.
hand stitches,
My sister's
absolute
stubbly legs are-
everything. And I was just in love with
2
it.
weeks.
So
You don't
thank
have
you, Jan.
So that's awesome. Oh, I did too want to chime in and thank Pam and Steph for having me over for crock. It was a
Wasn't it fun?
terrible Friday for me.
It was bad.
And that
It was a bad Friday
such
for her.
a wonderful end to a terrible Friday. So,
Mhm.
and
We
just
had a
the
great
group,
time.
just being able to just sit and laugh with women.
Yeah.
You know, it was just good. And eat
little raunchy at some points, but
a little bit of wine.
Little wine.
You know, so I could
But it was
wine
fun.
and have wine
I
with
was
people.
completely so elegant the whole time.
she put her pinky up and everything.
Pam put out a white tablecloth for us, and it was just really a lot so fun. I mean, really
fun.
to have
And
all
then
the
we
girls.
stitched and talked and
It was
is-
what,
it's so
12:30
much-
when we finally left?
Oh my gosh,
I
yes.
left it. I left it like 11:15.
I know, which is really late for
Really
you.
late for me for being up so
Yeah.
early and all day, and so
Mhm.
I didn't get home and it was raining terribly.
It was bad.
And so I didn't get to bed until 1 o'clock. And I was like, I haven't stayed up this long since like New Year's with you guys. So
It was
I,
a lot of
I
fun.
felt like a young kid again.
Yeah.
But the next day, I
So,
was
well,
totally
you know what,
exhausted.
the bad thing about it, because, again, I have issues. I was sitting next to a young woman, Katie, and I think she's got the same issue, so we're going to do a giant project together. We're going to do a stitch along, just the two of us.
Because they both
Because
like
it's a gorgeous big ass
big,
project.
gorgeous ass projects.
Yeah, so
Where
so if we
they
actually
get-
do that, I'm not going to say what it is or anything right now because I might chicken out because it's...
If anybody can do it,
I was just gonna say, the both of you guys can do it.
You know,
I tell
I'm never
ya.
going to finish any of this stuff.
By the way, also before we draw or we already drew the names, but before we let you guys know, I just wanted to give a shout out to our girl, Delisha.
Yes.
She is starting
FlossTube.
making her own FlossTube videos, and we really want you to go and check her out. She's Kentucky Sass, and her videos are really short.
5-7 minutes.
Yeah, so you guys
She
can
is
do
the
it.
sweetest person you will ever meet. So you want to.
Yeah.
check
And she's
her out.
very educational. The first video she did, I was just, you know, there are these moments where you hear somebody say something. It's like when people
You go,
invent anything.
Huh.
Like you
And-
can switch out colors.
Yeah, I mean, it's like light
Pick your
bulb.
own.
So what she did is, we got these at Keepsakes when we did, was it StitchCon or Stitch
They've
Day?
done them at a couple, but
Yeah.
the little
They're these
corner
little,
markers.
they're wooden
3-inch.
squares for the 3-inch, the
With
2.5,
marks
and the 2. Well, here comes Delisha in her video, and she's like, for those of you girls, because she's from Kentucky, for those of you girls who can't get out and get your own little, you know,
You
wooden
don't
thing.
want to spend $10 on
And-
these things.
Yes, you don't
Look.
want to spend. Here are these Post-it notes. And I'm like,
3 inches, about 3 inches.
they were the same size. And she goes, and if you want to start your project, so in the left-hand corner, here's your 3 inches out. And if you want to do 2.5, or if you want to do 2. And I'm like, that's perfect. I just spent how much money on this thing when I could have, the Post-it notes that I have in my office. So,
See what it come up.
come up to her videos.
Kentucky Sass.
Kentucky Sass, because she always has something educational in there. Plus, she is just such a sweet
Super
person.
kind.
Well, and
Incredibly,
she's kind.
she is kind.
She believes in being kind to everyone.
And that's really what she said on the end of her first one. I watched her second one too when she was in her work
With her
and went
poster.
into the conference room. But I love how she says at the end of her videos, it's not that hard to be kind.
That's so true.
And
We need
Well,
a little bit more kindness.
love
in
you,
this
Delisha.
world. So good for her.
Very much
Good
so.
girl. Okay,
So,
so
1,000 subscriber prizes. Woo, woo. Who's first?
And yes, we
you-
apologize for saying
The
giveaway.
We won't do that.
We won't do it again. We really am sorry.
it's out of the title.
We're
gone.
We're learning.
We really am.
Okay.
Anywho.
I tried
All right,
to
so
be
mine was
flying geese.
because I learned I can switch out the colors anytime I want to. And this one goes to Diana Harris. So just send us a note and we'll get this off to you. So this will come with the DMC floss that's called for. You don't have to use the called for. I did not. But I'll send it your way.
I will put my email address in the description for this. So those of you that we call your names, be sure to email me your addresses so we can send those out to you.
So who's up next?
You can be next.
Which one?
This is Sue Hillis.
Okay.
Here.
So the Sue Hillis got the ornaments with the floss, called for floss, is Linda Crazy for Yarn. So if you are Linda Crazy for Yarn.
That's Brenda. And the next one is?
No.
Well, we're
This
still
is
on the
supposed to- okay.
Linda Crazy for Yarn is Sue Hillis. So PM us and give us your address, and then we
This is
will send that out.
Brenda.
Now, okay.
Sunflowers over
Now the sunflowers with everything with it is Brenda Holzman. HOLSMAN.
Holzman. Woo woo.
Yep.
So you won a sunflowers.
And the mouse kit, I didn't realize I was supposed to have a prop, so I left it on my table. Sorry. So it's Mrs. Mouse, and it has yarn, a little yarn, or a thread holder, all
the cute
sorted,
house.
and it's got the house.
Oh.
No, it's
Use
just
the
the mouse.
fabric.
No,
Use
it's just
the
a
fabric,
mouse.
right?
The fabric
Okay.
and the stuffing. So
Yeah.
that's all for you. And that is for Stitching Sunshine. So the four of you, Diana Harris, Linda Crazy for Yarn, Stitching Sunshine, and Brenda Holzman, email me. My email address will be in the description here, and send us your address, and we'll get that right out
And
to
thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you
And
for
thank you guys.
participating.
To
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. We love you.
We do love you. So
We do.
have a good couple weeks, and we'll
Yeah.
see you in our
Yes.
next
We'll see
video.
you whenever.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.